You look at how most of us use AI today. We treat it like a chatty intern.
We really do. It's kind of funny.
We sit there at the keyboard, constantly hovering. We micromanage every single prompt.
Right. Just feeding it one little task at a time.
Exactly. Beat. We expect it to do the heavy lifting, but we still do all the managing. It's honestly exhausting.
It is. We genuinely think we're saving time because the AI writes fast. But if we're honest, we're really just changing our chores.
Yeah, we traded typing for prompting, but think about it differently for a second. What if AI wasn't a chatbot at all?
What if it was a factory?
A quiet engine running in the background, it just works while you sleep, you wake up to finished products.
Right. It's a massive paradigm shift.
Okay, let's unpack this. Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we are transforming how you approach AI.
We're moving away from manual one-off prompts. You have to stop being a prompt engineer.
Instead, we're going to build a repeatable production system. We'll explore how to combine Claude Cowork and NotebookLM.
We're going to automate your deep research. We'll instantly build your slide decks.
We'll even create an AI-powered morning briefing. And the best part, you're going to do all of this without writing a single line of code.
You really start becoming a systems architect. It's amazing.
Before we get into the nuts and bolts, let's talk about our current tools. We need to look at why our current workflow is just broken.
Yeah, NotebookLM is an incredibly powerful tool. It is brilliant at taking messy information.
Like dense PDFs or rambling YouTube transcripts.
Exactly. It turns them into beautiful mind maps or audio overviews.
Yeah.
It synthesizes chaotic data perfectly.
But there is a massive bottleneck.
It is painfully, terribly manual. You have to gather the sources yourself.
Right, you download them, open the interface, upload them one by one.
Then you manually trigger every single output. It just becomes another daily chore.
If you do deep research every day, that friction drains you. You spend half your morning just moving files around.
And that is exactly where Claude Cowork steps in. It acts as the automation layer.
It connects to NotebookLM, right?
Yeah, but not through some complex back-end integration. It uses browser automation. It basically takes over the mouse and keyboard.
Now, I know some people hear automation and panic. They visualize terminal commands and Python scripts.
They usually think of tools like Claude Code. And honestly, that setup gets really messy. It requires API connections.
Plus, it feels incredibly fragile.
It is. Google doesn't expose an API for NotebookLM right now. If they change one line of back-end code, your custom API just shatters.
So we are avoiding that entirely today.
We absolutely are. You just use a Claude Cowork skill instead. The setup is incredibly straightforward.
You upload a skill file to your Claude account.
Right. You install the Claude Chrome extension, and then you just grant it basic permissions.
So you're basically just giving it a security badge. You allow it access to google.com and notebooklm.google.com.
Yeah. And then Claude physically uses the browser. It navigates to the page, looks for the upload button, and clicks it.
It's like the difference between rewiring a house's electrical grid versus just hiring an assistant to flip the light switch for you.
That is a perfect way to visualize it. You're just telling the assistant which switch to hit.
Let me ask you this, though. What if Google tweaks their interface? Does this whole browser setup just break instantly?
Not at all. It uses visual context to navigate. It actually looks at the screen for the button. It adapts smoothly.
Got it. It sees the page, so it adapts to layout tweaks.
Exactly. It's remarkably resilient.
So we have this virtual assistant installed. It's sitting quietly in our browser, and now we have to give it instructions.
This is a crucial point. Broad instructions are a total disaster here.
Because if we just let it loose, it gets lost.
Right. If you just say, research this, Claude wanders around blindly. It wastes an immense amount of time, and it wastes your token usage.
Let's clarify that term quickly. Token usage. The digital currency you spend every time the AI processes text.
Spot on. You have a budget to conserve. To do that, you must provide extremely narrow instructions.
I still wrestle with prompt drift myself. I'll ask for a summary and end up with a novel.
We all do. But here, you cannot afford that drift. You map out the exact sequence.
You tell it exactly which website to open.
You specify the exact NotebookLM project. You state the exact output you expect.
You leave absolutely zero room for creative interpretation.
None. You also have to explicitly tell it when to stop working.
What happens if the AI gets confused on a complicated web page? Does it just keep clicking links forever?
It absolutely could. That's why defining that end state is so vital. You explicitly tell it to stop processing.
Define the finish line, or the AI just keeps running.
Precisely. You have to build a strict cage around the task.
Let's apply these narrow instructions. Let's look at a task that everyone hates, making presentations.
Oh, presentations are the ultimate corporate time sink. Turning a script into a polished slide deck is brutal
It takes 3 times longer than you expect.
because you're constantly fighting the format. You manually shorten paragraphs into bullet points.
You tweak the formatting over and over.
Right. And you rewrite prompts, endlessly trying to get the tone right. It takes hours. But we can automate this entirely.
We use the AI presentation generator setup.
Yeah, you build this inside Claude Cowork. You create a dedicated project for slide decks. You set your strict rules one time.
You give it immovable constraints. Maximum 3 bullet points per slide, no exceptions.
You demand a clean style with short headlines. You require exactly one key takeaway slide per section.
And because it's saved as a skill, you never explain these rules again.
The source gives a really great example. Let's say you've written a YouTube script. It's titled, How to Make Better Songs Than Artists with Free AI Music Generators.
A very standard, highly optimized YouTube title.
Exactly. Instead of spending 2 hours building a deck, you upload this script to your Claude skill.
And Claude just goes to work autonomously.
It opens your browser. It automatically navigates to your AI presentation workspace inside NotebookLM.
It clears out whatever old sources you had in there.
Yeah, it uploads your new music generator script. Then it opens the slide generation feature.
It constructs the entire visual flow entirely on its own.
You literally just dropped a text file into a folder and walked away.
Here's where it gets really interesting. Whoa. 2-sec silence. Imagine generating a whole month of agency presentations while you're just pouring your morning coffee.
It completely changes your agency's output capacity. You're operating at an industrial scale.
But this raises a pretty significant question. What happens to the human in this loop? Are we obsolete?
Not obsolete, no. Your role just elevates. You shift from being a manual builder to a strategic editor.
We stop building from scratch and just become the final directors.
Exactly. You direct the overall vision. The AI just lays the bricks.
Before I move on to building a completely autonomous living database, let's take a quick moment. Doing deep analytical research requires serious mental clarity, but our digital environments are usually built for maximum distraction. Constant notifications, endless feeds, shifting tabs. That's why we use Aura. Aura is a calm background application that gently blocks distracting sites while you work. It uses soft ambient soundscapes to ease your brain into a flow state and keep it there. It doesn't harshly punish you if you accidentally open social media out of habit. It just quietly, gently nudges you back to your deep work. You can find your focus again easily. Check out Aura at the link in our show notes. Okay, we're back. We just saw how Claude builds specific assets on demand. But can it do the heavy prep work on its own?
Yes, it absolutely can. This is the living research database concept.
I'm trying to wrap my head around this. Walk me through how this operates.
You're turning NotebookLM from a static filing cabinet into a living database. You set up a schedule.
So Claude runs, say, every Monday morning at 3:00 a.m.
Right. You are totally hands-off. While you're asleep, Claude wakes up. It searches the web for industry trends.
Let's say you're tracking SEO updates.
Claude scans the web, filters the noise, finds the most relevant links, opens NotebookLM, and uploads them.
Then NotebookLM takes over the knowledge layer. It processes those links.
It automatically generates a fresh weekly summary. It builds an updated trend report.
It even generates a completely new audio overview for you.
Think about the impact. You wake up on Monday morning, your deep research is finished.
You listen to your audio brief on your commute. You are never starting your week from zero again.
You are curating a constantly updating knowledge base without doing the manual gathering.
But wait, if it's grabbing links automatically, aren't we risking it pulling in garbage or heavily biased sources without human filtering?
That's a very valid concern.
Yeah.
Because it pulls from the uncurated web, it will inevitably grab polarized articles.
So how does a listener handle those conflicting viewpoints? What if it pulls totally opposite economic predictions?
NotebookLM acts as an impartial synthesizer. It reads all the context, but it doesn't take a stance. It objectively presents both sides.
It acts as a neutral reporter, just mapping out the arguments for you.
Exactly. It shows you the entire landscape. It's up to you to make the strategic judgment.
So we have these massive automated workflows now, but to make this practical, we need to tune the engine.
Yes, efficiency is absolutely everything here. If the system is slow or expensive, you'll abandon it.
The source outlines 4 crucial optimization rules. First rule, reduce unnecessary actions.
This is hands down the biggest mistake people make. They let Claude do too much unnecessary waiting.
Claude shouldn't sit there and watch NotebookLM load.
Right. NotebookLM takes a minute or two to generate a complex mind map. If Claude is actively waiting, it burns your token usage.
Clicking the generate button is the finish line?
Claude clicks it, and Claude goes to sleep. NotebookLM finishes the heavy lifting for free.
Don't pay the taxi to wait in the driveway. Second rule, use the right model.
People assume they need the smartest model. They default to using Claude Opus for everything.
Opus is a powerhouse, but it's expensive.
And it's total overkill for this. Claude Sonnet is plenty smart enough for browser control.
It's just identifying buttons and uploading files.
You rarely need deep reasoning for that. Sonnet is much faster and significantly cheaper.
Rule 3, use direct URLs.
Making the AI navigate from a main homepage wastes tokens. It has to click through menus.
Instead, you give Claude the exact notebook URL, like NotebookLM.Google.com/notebook.
Exactly. It acts like digital teleportation. It removes unnecessary browser steps instantly.
And the final optimization rule. Use specialized skills. Don't build one giant do-everything workflow.
A giant workflow just confuses the AI. If you give it 50 rules, it will hallucinate.
You want to separate them entirely. One tiny skill for slide decks.
A completely separate skill for weekly research updates. Another just for audio briefings.
It's like stacking Lego blocks of data. You want specialized, single-purpose blocks, not one giant, confusing clump.
That is the perfect analogy. Keep the tasks isolated so they run predictably.
Let me ask you, why do smaller skills make the AI run faster?
Because smaller skills give Claude significantly fewer decisions to make. It executes the exact path without hesitation.
Fewer choices mean it acts faster and breaks less often.
Precisely. It becomes a reliable straight line.
So what does this all mean? We've covered a massive amount of ground today.
It means we are experiencing a core paradigm shift. We are moving away from treating AI as a simple chatbot.
We're done writing manual prompts every single day.
Claude and NotebookLM form something new. They form a lightweight AI operating system.
Claude acts as your automation engine. It moves the mouse. It clicks the buttons.
And NotebookLM acts as your knowledge layer. It organizes the chaotic information.
The future belongs to the people building these repeatable systems. It doesn't belong to the people writing manual prompts.
Pure prompt engineers are going to be left behind. The systems architects are going to scale infinitely.
You are building a machine that builds for you. But I want you to think about the next step here. What happens when we start chaining these systems together?
That is a wild thought to entertain. The compounding effects are staggering.
Seriously, think about it. What if your Monday research automation finishes its job and that successful completion automatically triggers your Tuesday content generation?
Your automated research builds a strategy script.
Your script automatically builds a slide deck, and your finished deck gets emailed directly to your clients, completely on its own.
You are entirely removing friction from the process.
It's something to think about as you start building your very first skill. Your personal factory is waiting to be built. You just have to turn it on. Thank you for taking this deep dive with us. Try setting up a single, simple workflow this week. See you next time.